Hi guys, I'm Lana.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Second Breakfast Club. And as you guys have been watching, we did together the Bangtan Universe a bit ago. So now we're just kind of doing a few more videos just for the fun of it.
So now I'm not such a newbie.
You're not such a newbie. He at least knows names now, and he has a bias and a biased record. So
yes,
not converted to boy band dumb, but definitely know a little bit more now. But yeah, so I thought we'd just continue to do a few songs, maybe a few videos that I think he might have something to say about or some mild interest in, you know? And got some of your suggestions, and we're just gonna do these, like, continue kind of a once a week thing for as long as we feel like it. So today I wanted to do a song that I did a lyrical analysis on recently that you guys might have watched. Link will be in the description if you haven't seen it. But this is a song called Pied Piper. And I picked it obviously because of the folktale
Pied Piper
theme.
Hamlin.
Exactly. And then I there's some interesting things to talk about with it, I think. So I thought you might enjoy it. It's a B track from their album Love Yourself, Her. So as far as I know, it was never even like performed much on stage. So it's just a song I find very interesting and weirdly underappreciated because I don't think people fully understand what the song is saying. So I'm excited to talk about it with you.
Well, being the Pied Piper of Hamlin.
Yes.
Why another European theme to
It's a lot of European theme.
Okay.
It's just pop culture and folklore.
Is it common folk culture in Korea?
I think Korean has enough knowledge of Western pop culture that it's made its way into things. Same as like Snow White or...
Okay.
Also, my theory, you guys, you know, like I don't know them so I don't know for sure. The member J-Hope, his dad's a literature teacher.
Okay. And
he brings out a lot of literary references all over the place, whether in songs or just outside things. So he's like dropped. There's a song they do that's all based around Aragorn's speech at the gates of Mordor. Like,
well, I think that's pretty much universal now.
Yeah. So he's the one who's referenced Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in one of his music videos. He's
one of my favorite books.
Yeah, so I think some of these...
I think I introduced that one to you, didn't I?
You did. You read it to me, the first two when I was a kid, and we went and saw the movie together in the theater when it came out. But yeah, my love for that definitely came from you. But I think...
Don't forget your towel.
Right. But I think some of the times when they do intensive folktale or literary references, part of it is he loves literature and stories. Like they have a song recently that you will not be watching because you wouldn't totally appreciate it, but it's called Dionysus, and it's all about comparing a rock show at a stadium to a Dionysia from ancient Greece.
Okay.
So I'm like, there's a lot of folktale stuff that comes out. But anyway, let's get into Pied Piper. I find this one interesting. I want to hear what you think about it.
Okay.
So, 3, 2, 1, go. Turn it up just a tiny bit. As you guys know with these songs, it's just me silently fangirling as we read this song. That's Pied Piper.
Really conflicted.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear your take first, and then we can kind of talk about it.
Well, the flute is really referencing their own music, the music that they're producing. Mm-hmm. And I think it's aimed at the fangirls. Yes. So the fangirls, their parents may not appreciate the music as much, old people like me. And so it's kind of, they don't like it that much, but the fangirls really like it. And the ones who are singing it are bringing you in, but not necessarily sure that you should be brought in, but they're still bringing you in anyway. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be nice and ruin you. He's going to, and you're going to not be able to resist it, and you're going to feel that it may be bad for you, but you still want to do it. They're playing the bad boys that all the girls want to follow and chase, even if they know that they're the bad boys. And at the same time, he knows he's a bad boy, but he wants to be chased anyway. It's very conflicted. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Am I even close?
Yeah, similar to my take on it. So, among the fandom, this is almost always just called the song Roasting Army. Mm-hmm. That's all people pay attention to, is that one verse about, like, you have enough pictures of me in your room already. Mm-hmm. Go, stop listening, go study for your test.
Yeah, go do something productive with your life other than just fangirling.
Right, or that even before you know it, an hour,
Although
a month,
I bet
a year
they have
has
some
passed.
fanboys too.
They do, absolutely they do. They have fan grandpas. I went to the concert and saw, like, old couples there. But when I first heard this song, I was fascinated by it for similar reasons you are, because it's a very conflicted song. Because the verses basically are saying, we'll ruin you. Like, your obsession with us will ruin you.
So come on.
But please let us ruin you. Like, I thought it was a really interesting study of the ethics of pop music. But the
other thing that's hidden in there a little bit is they feel they can't live without their fandom.
Yeah.
My hands are warm for you. I can't live without you. So even though you may think that this is ruining you, come along, let me ruin you because I need you.
Yeah. I that's exactly what I thought of it. I think this is them thinking about what it means to have the job that they do, and that it's not necessarily an ethical job because their success depends on teenage girls ruining themselves. So they're warning, we warned you, like, don't do this, but we also can't be who we are without obsessive fans.
Right.
And so I found that I've never heard a group talk that honestly about pop music before. And,
yeah.
And to compare it to the Pied Piper, I thought that was really an interesting... They're comparing themselves to a malevolent entity.
Well, I think not just themselves. I think the whole genre of their type of music.
Could be, yeah.
Because I don't think that they're saying they individually necessarily are, but there are a lot of bands and a lot of things that you can be drawn into that are.
Yeah.
And you're not gaining a lot from them. But just like the Piper of Hamelin, you couldn't resist if you were the children of Hamelin.
Exactly. Leading a bunch of children away.
Uh-huh.
In my analysis video, I also talked about the different versions of the Pied Piper. So, in some versions, he leads the kids to a fairy world. In some versions, he leads them away and then brings them back when the town pays him. In the oldest versions of the song, he drowns them.
Yeah, with the rats.
Yeah. And so I found that also very interesting in that
the old versions usually aren't told anymore because the old ones like Cinderella's sisters cutting their toes off to put their feet in the glass slipper. Things like that. Yeah, they don't do that much.
Or was it? It might have been Cinderella as well, but one of the princess stories where they punished the stepmother by putting her feet in hot iron shoes and she had to dance until she died. Like.
Yeah. There's some of those nice ones that don't somehow end up in the Disney translation.
Right. Poor Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it's just like Little Mermaid. When they said, I'm going to do the Little Mermaid, I thought, how horrible.
You didn't want me to see that
I did not want my kids to see the Little Mermaid because I know how that ended, and I did not want them to see her turned into sea foam.
Right. Or the original version saying that, yes, she got feet, but having feet felt like walking on glass with every step she took.
Yeah.
And the prince leaves her. And
so I'm kind of like glad Disney kind of changes a few of these.
Yeah. But I liked thinking about that thought. Because they're also casting themselves as not human. And I think that might be a reflection on how fangirls see them. They're not human. They're these creatures that they called forth who are perfect. And
they know that they're leading not just that one person. It's not you individually. It's a whole group.
Yeah, it's the children of Hamelin.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I always found this song more interesting than people give it credit for.
Yeah, but it's kind of like arguing 2 points at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Because I think they're conflicted.
Yeah.
I know at least a couple of them going into this didn't plan on doing pop music. They spent a few years being really conflicted about selling out or like doing pop. So I know it's at least been on their minds of like, is what we're doing good? And I don't know. I find it interesting. So yeah,
okay.
I thought that'd be an interesting one to
That's the Pied Piper.
Have a little chat about. So let me go know what you guys think. If you want the full lyrics analysis video, it's I'll link to it, and also I've added both English and Korean subtitles to it, so you can read it more easily. The Korean ones, I did my best. I had a Korean fan read it and say that they're not terrible, but if you see suggestions, let me know. But it should be at least watchable for you guys, so let's have a little discussion, all right? So until next time.
Live long and prosper.
Also, like, comment, and subscribe to see more of the puppy. Bye.
Bye.